So, Pastor Tobi is being interviewed by Zizi Mills, and we have a lot to talk about in this review. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Back at it again with daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram. I've just uploaded a picture in celebration of reaching 80,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. This has actually been my biggest growth in subscribers in the entirety of my YouTube career. I genuinely thought that Love Island 2019 was the massive growth that I would have experienced, but it seems that this particular April that has just gone and is the biggest growth in the entirety, which is, I feel like, is a massive success. I'm thankful to you guys and I appreciate it massively. So I've got Instagram, post or Twitter post as well. Do subscribe and let's just get straight into this.
Is it?
Fine.
Not
what
for
is not fine?
Well, not for you. It hasn't been good drama. You've been all over the news for bad,
Zizi, has a pastor been on your platform before?
No.
Has a pastor ever been invited to lead something in the United Nations before? I've been invited. I'm going to be working for UN from next month. Listen, everything that is new has to generate controversy, then we will look inwardly.
Because we have a lot to get into. First and foremost, I genuinely felt like this interview was just, I felt like Zizi Mills was just ill-equipped when it came to asking questions. Genuinely speaking, if you are going to interview somebody who is suspected to be an alleged fraudulent pastor who is, putting so many individuals into debt-ridden states, then you need somebody interviewing them who has an abundance of knowledge when it comes to Christianity. Number one, somebody who is a Christian, I believe, and somebody, either maybe another pastor who works in the church, but somebody who just has an abundance of knowledge when it comes to Christianity.
You can't deny that a lot of people came forward and said that there were leaders in the church that would force them to take out loans, to do all this stuff about universal credit, stuff about all these other things,
Zizi.
and the loans for you to do stuff, for your pastors to do stuff. So are you saying that all those people that have come forward are lying?
It's not just lying, it's ridiculous to say that you can take truth and pervert it.
Who follows that faith, who can, be able to have smart, quick kind of, rebuttals in reference to anything that this particular pastor is saying. That I feel like was needed. I do feel like Pastor Tobi, the question also is in the air, or I don't know why I'm doing that, but in the air of why would he accept this interview? I think this interview was more done for shock value and for entertainment purposes rather than for anything informative. And I genuinely feel like this is a very serious situation, nothing to laugh about, nothing to joke about. People are being exploited within, religious institutions. And
Imagine this, Zizi. Imagine that we've put out videos and talks about let's help people.
I've spoken about myself in a separate video about how even I went through some stuff through mosques. It happens everywhere. And right now the focal point seems to be this particular stagnation, which I have addressed throughout the channel for the last 2 years. Even when Mariam Mola decided to address me or some weird stuff, the stuff that she was saying on a Periscope was ridiculously disgusting. Is any of that going to be mentioned? No. So I just found this to be, funny because in a sad kind of sinister way, because he was just basically dancing around every single question. It was just pure deviation tactics that people like to use. And if this is somebody who is able to amass massive crowds of people, put them in all these particular clothes and all this drip and all this, money and all this like materialistic value and can, allure them in, why wouldn't he be able to be somebody who is easily tactful with questions, easily manipulative with deviation? And he constantly, whenever Zizi Mills talks about a situation of, what about the loans? What about these people? What about that? What he does is he takes a situation and he talks about something completely else and then in a way kind of not really accuses Zizi, but accuses, people with rhetorical questions.
Imagine this, Zizi. Imagine that we've put out videos and talks about let's help people.
Such a pure deviation tactic. You cannot expect this man to not be tactful and lie and dance around questions and be manipulative if this is what he does with his profession, with his job and with everything that he does allegedly. So if he does all of that, you're going to expect that in this interview. And I just feel like we needed somebody to hit back with sharp questions that just have Christian knowledge, that that is a Christian, so that they can really point out verses and scriptures and, if this is the pastor and this is what he's saying by this particular scripture, well, I've got one for you to say this, or I think from this is what we desperately needed. But of course, if that were to be somebody to interview him, he wouldn't even accept it because he would know that he would look like a fool. This was just a PR media campaign, and a lot of people are saying that he is speaking sense, he's speaking sense with some stuff here and there. I could be an absolute villain, but I could say 2 + 2 is 4. I'm making sense even though I'm a villain. Just because you are a villain or a bad person or manipulative individual who take advantage of people doesn't mean that everything you say is illogical. You can have some logic in what you say, you can have some sense here or there, but then you extrapolate it and turn it into something that's evil, bad, and wrong.
I feel, again, I'm not a politician. So it doesn't matter if 10,000 people say Spark is not this, I mean, Spark is this, Spark is that. For me, it's like, I would take stocks at the end of the month and say, how many lives were we able to save?
And I genuinely feel like this is what is going on here. And it's just sad because this person shouldn't even deserve a platform. I just feel like it's just not funny or anything to laugh about. It needs to be taken with seriousness because people are being debt-ridden, people are being psychologically, emotionally, financially abused, left, right, and center. You know, this idea of talking about not responding to certain people, he was saying, opening up the interview, and you know, but I was like, you know, why would you not respond to BBC Panorama when they made that whole documentary from a professional standpoint? Why wasn't that addressed? And he opens up the interview by saying that Zizi was beautiful. That doesn't need to be said. Yes, it's a nice thing to say, but it's tactful. I personally believe you don't need to be opening up a conversation by telling that person that you are beautiful because you're already putting a mirage for them to distract them already. Like, she's already kind of taken the bait. And I just feel like, okay, she had a great interview with Wiley. That interview was, you know, a comical element, it kind of worked here and there. But when it comes to stuff like this with serious, harsh allegations, with people who have been tremendously affected, you need people who have that abundance of knowledge in that field because it's not a level playing field. It's not a level playing field at all. Somebody who has this, you know, massive knowledge of it, one person doesn't have that much either. You need people in the same level playing field to eliminate bias and trying to get to, you know, produce concordant interviews, and we just didn't get that. I just feel like he was dancing around so much 24/7, and that in itself just frustrated me. How have you saved so many lives because people are in materialistic values? Like, it doesn't make sense, and so many people have spoken out, and there has been proof. Like, there are other, you know, YouTube channels. There's one called the Exposure or the Exposed, I believe I'm getting the name of it wrong. They are coming with receipts left, right, and center with everything. Everything. There's receipts of pure exploitive fraud. Like, it's all there. So this idea of saving lives just becomes a smack in the face for those individuals who have been affected by this. Let's just think for those people who have been affected by him or people around him or the institution in such a bad manner, and they're watching this interview and they're seeing people laugh at this whole Fendi stuff or this or that or drip, and people find it comical and funny. It all becomes a distraction, and we need to bring it back to the focal point. You know, he's trying to make himself a comedian. People are, you know, saying, oh, there's a little bit of sense here. It doesn't as means that he's suddenly been exonerated. I just feel like this whole situation was just sad. It shouldn't have happened. People like this don't deserve major platforms, but people do it for, you know, the entertainment value. That's what things have become now, and it's just, it shouldn't be like that. Maybe you guys disagree. I don't know. Did you guys watch the full 15 minutes? Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below. I want to start an interesting discussion. I want to know what your thoughts are, especially those people who do go to the church, especially those people who are Christians, especially those people who have an abundance of, you know, knowledge in that particular religion. If you guys, you know, are from those backgrounds, do comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. Do so. Subscribe to the channel, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, Murad_Morali. Subscribe. Thank you again for 80k. I really do appreciate it. It's just, I don't get how this is happening, chat. I don't understand how this is happening, but I'm very thankful for it, and I'll continue to give you guys consistent content. I am working every day until like 5-6 in the morning. I am putting in the work. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.